Oh, what do we have here? What is up, friends? It's Kim Tashima Newberry back for another video. And today, things might get a little spicy. Today, I'm going to be talking all about the Arc'teryx Novan LD2. Let's do this. Some of you may not be super familiar with the brand Arc'teryx. They're a super awesome Canadian company that makes killer gear for everything from hiking and climbing to running and everything in between. I even mentioned a couple pieces of Arc'teryx gear in my winter faves video, which you can watch here. I've run in the OG version of the Novan LD shoe and absolutely loved it. So you can imagine I had high hopes for version 2, especially when I heard version 2 was going to be much lighter than version 1, which was one of my biggest pet peeves with his shoe. And for reference, yes, it is much lighter. In a size 9 women's, the Novan 2 is about 8.5 ounces, where the Novan 1 was a whopping 10.7 ounces. Even just holding them in my hand, there is a significant difference in weight. All right, out with the old. As always, I'm going to be chatting about a few key points today, those being grip, looks, fit, upper, and price. So I say let's just dive in. First up is grip. I can totally see why these shoes are called the Novan LDs because I can picture myself dancing along technical, muddy, rocky, slick, rooty trails in North Vancouver, which is where I lived for a number of years and is near and dear to my heart. But it takes a special kind of shoe to be really good in those types of conditions. And the Novan LD nails it. My outsole is a little dirty, but it's because I've used this shoe. Literally dirt is just crumbling down into my hands. It's fine. It's fine. The Vibram light base outsole has been updated from the previous version. There's also been some minor updates to the lugs on this shoe. And as its namesake suggests, these shoes perform really seamlessly on technical, muddy, sloppy, slick conditions. I feel fast, light, and nimble in these shoes. I'm never second guessing my footing, knowing that this outsole is gonna be super grippy, which is a good feeling to have. And honestly, I wouldn't expect anything else from a company based out of North Vancouver. So overall, to me, the grip on this shoe is really, really awesome. Thumbs up. And up next is fit. This shoe fits true to size. I wear my usual size 9, which is the same as I wore in the previous version of this shoe, as well as the majority of all other trail shoes I wear. The lacing system is standard. However, as you can see, I did opt to do the heel lock technique. I was experiencing a little heel slippage, but using the heel lock lacing method totally solved that issue. And the last thing I'm really gonna touch on as far as fit goes, I do feel like the toe box is slightly narrow for my personal taste. I'm always asking for a wider toe box. This shoe is no exception. I feel like I could get away with this width of toe box. I would like a tad more breathing room in there. So overall, the fit is pretty good. Moving on to looks. Yes, I know that looks are a super subjective thing and don't really affect the performance of the shoe. However, my hot take is if I feel good about what I have on during a run or during a race, it helps me feel more confident, and overall, a little confidence can go a long way. I love this bluish green colorway. I love the contrasting outsole. I think it looks really cool. It looks really fast. It also comes in a couple other colorways, which I also think are pretty badass. Overall, I think it's a sweet looking shoe. All right, so moving on to the upper. You may want to buckle up. This is a bit of a doozy. I'm gonna preface this by saying I really loved version 1 of this shoe. However, in order for me to fall in love with version 1 of the shoe, it required me to break in the shoe a little bit, which is totally fine. I get it. Some shoes require a few wears before it really feels like your shoe. So fast forward to version 2 arriving at my door. I was kind of expecting it to be a similar situation with this version since it is a little bit more of a rigid shoe than what I'm really used to, which was fine. I was prepared. I thought a few runs in this and it's gonna feel super great. The best way for me to describe this is that I feel like the upper of the shoe bunches. So it's almost as if there's too much material there. So anytime I'm flexing my foot, I'm getting a big crease of material, which includes the welded overlay kind of coming together as well as the mesh upper. And that was creating all sorts of problems for me. Initially, at the beginning of my runs in these shoes, it was kind of like, okay, I get it, it's there, I can feel it. Not too long into each run in these, it started to get very painful, like really painful. The areas that I was having trouble was kind of across the top of my foot, closer to where my top of my big toe was, because that's where I was getting the most fabric bunching happening. So every single push off, I would get that fabric bunching, which applied pressure to the top of my big toe area and along the top crease of my toes. It was uncomfortable. I tried to ride it out. I tried to break these shoes in by running in them several times, but I kept having the same recurring problem each time. So much so that I actually ended up getting a bunch of bruising in the area near my big toe and also blood. There was blood. The material that was bunching tore up the top of my foot. It's just such a bummer because version 1 of the shoe, yes, it required some breaking in. Once I got there, I was like, this shoe is fantastic. Looking forward to the next version. And honestly, with this shoe, I feel like I've given it a fair shake. I've taken it out a number of times and it just causes me pain. So this is just kind of an issue that I can't get past with this shoe because it caused enough pain that I had to take nearly a week off of running, which kind of sucked. Ugh, ugh, double ugh. And the one last thing that I will talk about today is price. At $160, this shoe is a pricey shoe. I totally believe in the standard of quality that Arc'teryx always puts out into their gear, whether it be their clothing, their jackets, or their shoes. However, $160 for this shoe is a bit of a kick in the pants. I mean, I guess there is potential for this shoe to last somebody many, many, many miles, and maybe that would make it feel more worth it. I unfortunately won't get to those high miles in this shoe because of the pain issue, but overall, I think $160 is a little steep for a trail shoe. So overall, this was just a tough one for me. I honestly really wanted to love this shoe. I was looking forward to it for a really long time. I don't really have a shoe like this in my closet, so I was also excited to add a shoe that would devour the technical muddy trails. And if I'm being honest with you, I actually thought this shoe would end up being my go-to shoe this winter. I had high hopes for it. With all that being said, I am super bummed to say that this shoe is in fact a miss for me. I just can't bang up my feet anymore to see what's around the corner with these shoes. They just unfortunately just aren't a good match for me. But I certainly am looking forward to seeing a version 3 of this, because again, I do believe that Arc'teryx always puts out really good quality stuff. So that leaves me feeling super curious. Have you tried the Arc'teryx Novan LD2 shoe or even the version 1? If you have, if you like them, if you've had problems with them, leave me a comment below. Let's get the conversation going. I try and comment back to each and every one of you if I can. I always love hearing from you. I also want to say a big thanks to Running Warehouse for providing the shoe to me for review. If you'd like more information or if you want to snag a pair of the Novan LD2s or even version 1 of this shoe, which I believe are marked down on Running Warehouse right now, I will have affiliate links down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified when I post new videos. And most importantly, go pet a doggy today. They make life so much better. And unfortunately, my usual stand-in dog, I don't have him right now. He is sleeping so comfortably in the bed. I didn't have the heart to wake him up for the video. Thank you all. We'll see you next week. Goodbye. Thumbnail.